what's up, you guys? It's Kelly here with Summit Healthcare, bringing you another workout of the week. Today's workout is totally different. We are going to slow it down and we're going to focus on how to actually breathe when we're exercising or doing any functional movement. Why is breath work so important? Your core, and when we're talking about stability, your core is not just individual muscles that we strengthen. Your core works together as one with your breath and the diaphragm to keep your trunk of the body stable. So if we don't know how to breathe, we're actually missing most of our core strength right there. So today we're going to break it down and I'm going to teach you how to actually breathe into your core to make your body more stable, which is only going to help improve your balance and ability to do functional movements. All right, starting here, we're just gonna do a couple of warm-up stretches. So let's tilt that ear over towards the shoulder and over to the other shoulder. One more time each side. And let's circle the neck around, nice big circle. And let's go the other direction. And let's roll those shoulders out. Nice big circles, allowing your spine to flex and extend. Let's take one arm across the body for a shoulder stretch. And opening up here as we take the other arm across. Good, we're gonna take our arm up and overhead for a side bend. And over to the other side. Good, again. Good, let's interlace those fingers behind the back here so we can open up through the shoulders and the chest. Good, reach those arms up overhead, palms together, bringing them down towards the front of the body. And we're just gonna round the spine and then arch the back. Round the spine, arch the back. Good, and we're gonna take our arms behind the body so we can do a little spinal rotation here. So I'm gonna reach across, so I'm reaching to the right side. My right arm is gonna come behind me. I'm gonna grab either the back of my couch or the chair. My other hand is just resting on my thigh. And I'm just trying to rotate as much as I possibly can. Just breathing through that stretch. Come back to center and then we'll go over to the left side. So my left arm is reaching behind me. And back to center. Let's place those hands on the hips and we're gonna circle the upper body. Squeezing your glutes, big circle. And let's go the other direction. From up here, the world seems small. Good, we're gonna take our heels out in front and we're gonna walk those hands down the legs. Allow your head, neck, and shoulders to relax. Deep breath. We're gonna thread the needle here so you can walk up halfway. So we're still kind of in a hamstring stretch. You're gonna take your right arm and we're going to thread the needle through this little triangle here and get a good shoulder stretch. Come back up, we'll go down halfway and bring the other arm through. Take a step back. And let's walk those hands back up the legs, bringing the feet in, sitting nice and tall, pulling that belly in. We're gonna begin marching here. And let's extend the leg, straightening that leg there. Forever free. You and me, meant to be. Good, bringing those feet in. We're gonna take one leg out and back in. So keeping that 90-degree angle, we're sitting nice and tall, pulling that belly in. We lift the leg, rotate, lift, and back in. Lift the leg, rotate, tap down, up, back in. Bringing those feet together, knees together, sitting nice and tall. We're gonna open at the knees, keeping those feet on the floor and close. Good, and then we're gonna rock onto the toes and heels from our seated position. And we're gonna take those toes side to side. Back at center. And let's finish with rolling those wrists nice and easy. Good, now that we're all warmed up, let's get ready for the workout. All right, you guys, today we're gonna start off with core breathing. It is so imperative to understand how the breath plays a role into our core stability. And what do we mean by core? Your core is this whole trunk region, okay? It's our front muscles and our back muscles. So we have 3 layers to the abdominal wall, okay? We have ab muscles down the center here. We have ab muscles that come from here all the way in, and we have ab muscles that go all the way across. So you've got all regions covered here. All right, and then we have our back muscles. We have our rector spinae, we have our lat muscles, and a bunch of deep muscles that we don't need to name all of them. But you have a lot of muscles in this whole trunk region, and the whole point of them is to work together to keep your body stable. So it's not just by strengthening all these individual muscles that give you a strong core. No, it's actually the breath work that you do, because that is how you're going to stabilize your trunk. So when we say squeeze your abs, that means what we're actually saying is to breathe properly so that when you contract your abdomen, all the muscles are working together, including the breath work in your diaphragm. It's all working together to keep you stable and balanced. So we're gonna practice some breathing exercises that might help you understand how this works. So first of all, I want one hand over the heart here on your chest area, okay? And I want one hand over the belly. So we're sitting up nice and tall, right? Shoulders are relaxed, but our spines are straight, we're nice and tall. So what I want you to do, you can push in a little bit with your hands. We're gonna take in a deep breath, and I want you to literally have your hand on your belly rise and fall. Rise and fall, okay? So we're breathing deep down all the way into the belly here. We don't want any chest or shoulder breathing. Okay, that's shallow breath. That's shallow breath, and that's not helping us, one, get any oxygen, two, and it's not helping our core. So, hand on the belly, I want you guys to take 3 deep breaths, have your hand rise and fall. Here we go. Good. Right away, did you notice how probably you felt your top hand here, the hand over your chest, moving? And when you tried to really focus on just getting the breath down into the belly, expanding and contracting, that's how you want to be doing your deep breathing, okay? So let's do 2 more. Just breathe normal while I'm talking to you, so you don't get lightheaded. So you're breathing normally right now. We're gonna do this exercise together, but as I'm explaining right now, what we don't want is this rising of the chest, okay? So if you catch that, just keep sending that breath. You're using your mind to think about this. You're send that breath farther down into the belly. Let's do 2 more deep breaths, focusing on getting that breath down from the chest into the belly, right? And pushing. You want to push your hand off your belly. 2 breaths. Here we go. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Did you feel a difference? So now what we're going to do, we're going to move on from there, is making an L shape with your fingertips, okay? And you're gonna place them right under, just right above your hip bone, okay? So kind of dig into those hip flexors. You want your thumb laced around your backside. And we're gonna do this because your core, remember, is not just the front of the body, it's not the belly, right? So what we wanna be doing is we wanna breathe into the whole trunk. So we want to think about our belly expanding and our back expanding. Now, it doesn't move as much as our belly does because it's not designed to, but picture an elastic waistband. So the elastic in your pants, if you're wearing gym shorts, right? The elastic, you want to expand that whole elastic and contract with your breath, okay? And as we begin to do this, you're going to recognize that squeezing feeling, which is exactly the feeling that I want you to feel when we're doing our ab exercises. So, wrapping those fingers around nice and tight above your hip bone, okay? We're sitting tall, long spine. We're gonna do the same thing, inhaling as low as we can. So get that breath down into your low back. That's what you're thinking about as we expand and then contract. We're gonna take 2 breaths to start here. So inhale and exhale. You should have felt your fingers open and close with that breath. Again, inhale and exhale. If you're not feeling it, you're not shoving your breath down far enough. You're still staying shallow breath. Try again, inhaling, pushing that breath down. And exhale. Good. Breathe, return back to your normal breath here. So you guys should have felt that expansion through, you can feel it in your hip flexor and oblique muscles here in the front, and you should have been able to feel it in your erector spinae and low back muscles. You should have felt everything expand and contract, okay? If you're still not feeling it, there's a variety of reasons, right? Sometimes we just have more tissue over our muscles, so it's hard. You just gotta get in there, right? And you should be able to feel the body expanding. But also, if you're having trouble getting that breath down, deep down, this is really important for you to practice, because as I said, if we're not activating the right muscles in our core, then we're not to be doing, any exercises. It's not actually doing much, because You gotta be able to connect your mind to your muscles for them to do what they're designed to do. So, keep practicing those. Shove that breath down as far as you can. Don't do more than 5 deep breaths at a time. Return back to your normal breath. We don't need to get lightheaded. Keeping that feeling in mind, we're going to move on and apply that to some functional exercises. So you can keep your hands here if you want to make sure and check yourself that you're doing the right breath technique. We're going to start off very simple with some marching. So we're sitting tall and you're just going to breathe. We're going to cue our breath all together here. So we're going to take an inhale and exhale. We're going to march, lifting that right leg. Hold here on an inhale and exhale. So now you should be able to feel your muscles really contracted and engaged, right? Let's lower that leg down. We're gonna try again, and then I'm gonna stop talking, and we're gonna go through it together. So inhale, and exhale, lift the left leg. Hold here for an inhale and exhale, and exhale. Lower that leg down. Do you feel that contraction, that tightness? How much more engaged it is? That's what we want. So get that feeling, and then we're going to go into a slow and steady march. Inhale, and exhale, lift. Staying here, inhale, and exhale. Lower down, inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, stay, and exhale, lower down. Taking a breath in, exhale, lift. Inhale, and exhale, lower down. Inhale, exhale, lift. Staying here, inhale, and exhale, lower down. Good. So you can see how difficult it is because you might start to get a little lightheaded with all this deep breathing. Now you don't have to go so deep into that breath. Once you're able to contract your abs in that way, like once you get that feeling, you don't have to breathe as deep because now you're able to breathe and contract, and it doesn't have to be as dramatic as we're making it right now. So from here, we're going to do a hold. So we're going to lift that right leg. That left arm's going to come tall, and I want your right arm to stay right here on your hips, okay, right above the hip bone. And I just want you to breathe naturally, but while you're breathing, you're contracting, right? So you're going to take as big of breaths, but you should keep a nice squozed trunk right here. And we're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're gonna do the other side here. So lifting up, make sure you're squeezing with your fingertips, literally squeezing, and then contracting your abdominal muscles here. Maintain a slow, deep breath. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're gonna apply this to our sit to stands now, okay? So why is it important to monitor our breathing and make sure we're squeezing our core for sit to stands? Because you need core stability to do that movement. If you're not stable, if you're not strong, you can't stand up. So we want those feet hip distance apart. Okay, your big toe is pointed forward. We're not inward, we're not outward. Pointed forward. Okay, we start leaning forward into this hinge position, right? I'm not hunched, I'm strong. I take that tall, long spine and it's still tall and long. I'm just hinged forward from my hips, and now put those fingertips in there, get them in there, and feel that strong abdominal wall that you just created by inflating that balloon. And even as we exhale, we don't let go of the balloon completely, right? So we inhale, inflate the balloon, exhale, we keep it at about 50%. Our breath still goes, but we're keeping it, and we're keeping this tight abdominal wall. You can feel it, I know you can. Okay, so once you feel that, if you need to use your hands, get them here. We're gonna stand, so keep that pressure, keep that squeeze. look how strong you are by standing up, by squeezing the right muscles to get yourself up. Same thing, we don't plop to sit down, okay? We engage the abdominal wall, squeezing the glutes, and look how nice we can sit down because we're controlled and our muscles are engaged. Here we go. Abdominal wall, inflate. Squeeze and stand. And slowly back down, keeping that same strong posture. Okay, we're gonna reset every time until you get the hang of it. So inflate that abdominal wall, inhale. Exhale, keep it at 50%. We're squeezing and standing, sitting back down. Good. All right, you guys have got it. Keep that squeeze. We're gonna pick up the pace just a smidge. Okay, keeping that squeeze in the abdominal wall. If you feel like you've lost it, reset. How do we reset? Fingertips here, we inhale and exhale, squeeze, and then we stand. Feel that? All right, 2 more here. Last one, inhale, exhale, squeeze, and back down. Good, you guys, nice job. We've got 2 more exercises that we're gonna practice this functionality with here. So you can start, if you have a dumbbell at home, you guys can grab that, or a water bottle. I'm just gonna demonstrate with a pillow. It's not really about the weight. It's more just might help you get the idea down by holding an object. So we're sitting nice and tall, okay? I'm gonna take that object overhead here, and I'm gonna circle it around. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm circling over the head. And now the focus here is that same inflation of the abdominal wall, keeping that tight posture while our upper body is moving. So we're practicing stability, right? That's what this whole workout is. So let's take that object overhead. I want you guys to sit up nice and tall. Inhale, inflate your abdomen. And exhale, now we're squeezed, right? And we're gonna take that object overhead, slow and control, keeping that squeezed abdomen. You're still breathing. It's hard to breathe, squeeze, and talk at the same time. You're still breathing, inhale and exhale while squeezing. And we're gonna go the other direction. One more time. Good. I hope you guys felt that tension and that stability, because that is what we are working on. Okay, last exercise to kind of demonstrate this stability action here is going to be called a pullover. Typically these are done laying down, but we're going to do our seated in our chair. So you're going to take that object. I start with it almost over my head. I'm sitting nice and tall, and now I'm going to lift up. And so my core is long, right? My spine is long. Okay, I'm going to inhale. On my exhale, I'm going to bring that object towards my thighs. I'm going to get rid of the pillow so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm bringing that object towards my thighs and back up. So my core is moving slightly. It's a slight crunch, but not too much, if that makes sense. So I'm not sitting here doing a seated crunch. You're really feeling the lengthen of your abdomen and a small contraction, okay? And as you do that, you're still contracted even when we lengthen that abdomen. So we're overhead, we're crunching slightly as we drop towards the thighs. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 3 more, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Nice job, you guys. Great job today, you guys. Make sure you hydrate, get some water, and thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Don't forget that you can send in your questions regarding exercise, nutrition, any of the workouts that we go over, or what you can be doing at home in your apartment during this time. Please make sure to send me an email here and I will follow up with you, as well as respond anonymously to the question for everyone else to hear.